I'm Katrina, and this is So and Tare. Today, let's talk about nesting quail. Where do they nest? Where do they lay their eggs? Let's find out. So, Coturnix quail do not lay in a nest. You don't need a nest box. You don't need any of that. They pretty much just lay where they feel like it, and they may all feel like the same place, and they may feel independent. So, that's something to think about. In a cage rollout system, they're going to just lay on the wire, and it will, if there's a rollout, it'll roll out. If not, then you have to go and reach in and get it. In an aviary system, they pretty much go wherever. Some individuals you'll find out in the open. Others, they really like corners and more protected areas that are covered. So if you're trying to encourage your birds to lay in a more consistent location, give them more hidden spaces, give them more corners, give them more of those places. So they'll pretty much lay around the same area as the others. No, they'll pretty much lay around the same area as they laid, previous days, meaning they might not all lay in the same place as each other, but they'll likely lay in the same place that they laid last time. You'll get to know your birds. You'll get to know where they lay, and oh, well, that one's missing. Where is it? You might find it in a new spot, and they do change spots from time to time, especially if there's a broody girl. So, broody girl, they'll end up laying underneath her, and she incubates everybody's eggs. It's not just hers, and goes from there. But sometimes they switch around. So I'll show you this aviary and where they like to lay. So this is the aviary. We have our bunnies up on top and the quail on the bottom with a net, aviary netting there. And they really like underneath the rabbits in that corner. That's not where they're laying right now, though. There's one right here, right next to the bathroom for the bunnies. There's probably some over there. And I've seen them for a while. They were laying right by the door, like right there as you step in. They were laying there. They also tend to lay sometimes right by the food, but they haven't done it in a little bit since we put these new wood chips in. But they have laid there before. One of their favorite spots is in that corner. You can see there's one right there. Maybe you can see it. Maybe we should play I Spy with the eggs. And but they do like that corner. And they haven't done behind the sandbox yet. I suspect they will. I pulled this out a little bit more. They also like that corner. One more area to look is inside your sandbox. I need to clean it out and put more sand in, but lately they have not been laying in here. I don't know how they get wood chips in here. They bring them in. They must. So we have our random layers like right there and right there, and nobody over there apparently. And so those random locations are going to be random, but they're not really, because I know where to look, because these ladies are fairly consistent until they're not. So they'll lay where they want to lay, and you'll notice that if you pay attention, you'll notice the egg pattern is very similar. So each individual quail has basically a fingerprint. It's not exactly the same each time, but it has approximately the same pattern on there, which is pretty cool. I don't know how they do it. And then you'll have, something will change and they will choose to do something different, but it will remain the same for a while. And once you know what you're looking for, where you're looking, they're pretty easy to find. Something to note in the summertime when they're digging a lot, so they dig to sit into the wood chips in the deep litter. Sometimes they lay them in there in the little divots, and especially like now, if they're laying down and I know I'm missing an egg, I'll start prodding them and they'll get up and somebody's on an egg. Not broody, but just laying on an egg. But if you pay attention to where those divots are, You might dig, you know, an inch down and find an egg. So there's a story. So I made this fun thing. It is a ravioli strainer just taped onto a pole, and I use this to reach down and pick up eggs. And what I end up doing is I actually just put them in a pile, you know, somewhere out in the open where I can see. And this is how I move my girls. I'm sorry, lady. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Excuse me. They're used to it. Now, your birds are not going to have beep, beep. They know beep, beep, too. All right. No eggs under you? Okay. Your birds may have a different reaction to that if you're if you're training them to them. Oh, did you just steal a spot? You just stole the spot. So your birds might have a different reaction to being, you know, manhandled by a ravioli strainer. But these guys know it. And sometimes they're stubborn and they don't want to move. So I can get to most areas with this. I have to say sometimes the corners like this. Oops, sorry. Sometimes the corners like here, you know, up against the wood is a little bit tough, but they're good. And always a cache of eggs over here. I have tried to make a container to have them lay in it, and they just haven't done it. You can fit quite a few eggs in there. And again, I'm just pulling them out to an area I can pick them up. If you wanted to put them directly into a container, you could, but it's a softer landing on the wood chips than any container I have. And when they're in a pile like that, you really do want to kind of move things around and make sure you don't miss any, because one of them will get on top of it and kind of bury some sometimes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, did you just lay an egg? You did just lay an egg, sweetie. Thank you. See what I mean about the little divot? Thank you. Can I take that? All right. Yep. That's warm. She did that when we had our backs turned. Thank you, lady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I have 12 or 13 girls in here, and they're just now starting to be full force again. So that is good. We'll take those inside. These guys are going to heavy hatch too. So yay. So here's a look at that ravioli strainer. It's just from the dollar store, literally. And then this is just a broom handle. You can use a PVC pipe. The other aviary has PVC. I mean, if you're using a rake, so here's like a kind of a claw rake that I'm using. You could put it on the other end if you wanted to. Save space. I just set this upside down right there so that nobody gets their feet caught in this. And that'll be good. Hi mama. So now you know a little bit more about quail and where they like to lay in an aviary. And if they can hide things, they will. I know a lot of people have like slightly redneck style hutches, and he says, you know, basically all of his birds lay in the sandbox. Out here in aviary, the sandbox is not, like, some of them actually lay there, but not the majority in my case. And I have a pretty big sandbox for them. And I think that's because while it's protected, it's just not as, you know, comfortable or something. I don't know why they don't like it, but some of them do lay there. Most of them don't. You know, it would be nice to just open up a box and take them all out, but that's usually not the case. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, hit the like and share it around, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I have lots of quail related content and lots of other homesteading related content on here. And thank you for watching, and enjoy the day.